First, I believe that it's important that a company looks introspectively to answer questions such as, what are your company goals? What type of person do you want to work for your company? And what core values and competencies are you looking for in each specific position you're looking to fill? So this infographic provides a great four-step method to reach a specific audience of potential employees. By answering the questions I brought forth, the company will first know where to target their efforts. Secondly, it is important then to speak about the strengths and weaknesses of the market you're targeting. And third and fourthly, which is key, a company must develop a message and a way to communicate it. The company image will control what type of people respond to your job posting and what type of response you get. Take companies like Walmart and McDonald's, for example. Both companies have a negative connotation about being cheap, just a thought of the brand name. So while recruiting, this image will negatively affect who is in your talent pool, and you can expect less experienced individuals for positions. Going back to ways of building your brand, there are two major factors I wanted to focus on. The first is differentiation. Differentiation in regards to marketing is the process of distinguishing a product or service from others to make it more attractive to a particular target market. When it comes to recruiting, this is why people will take one job over a similar one. By positioning yourself in the market, you'll be able to reach certain key players. For an example, think of a company looking externally for a CEO. There's a very small niche market of qualified individuals. Some may even be across the globe. If a company has a strong position in different markets throughout the U.S. and the world, they will be able to attract these top individuals. Social responsibility is the idea that a company should embrace its social responsibilities and not be solely focused on maximizing profits. This entails developing businesses with a positive relationship to society in which they operate. Social responsibility is an ideology that almost everyone takes into account, greatly affecting certain people. Think of the SeaWorld example again I talked about earlier. A large percentage of people who go to aquariums, especially those who want to work with marine life, are very passionate about those animals. Qualified individuals who might be a perfect job fit won't want to work for your company, and you might lose out on the chance of hiring someone special. So for the new and you section, I wanted to focus on the overlooked necessity of management within a business, that is the need of there being a transparent relationship between HR and all facets of the business, working as one to achieve the business's goals. If the different sectors of companies have different ideas, business is going to fail. As I've detailed earlier, when it comes to recruiting, marketers and HR have to have the same goals in mind and play off this sense of image. Recruiting is marketing the job to the right candidates, and the most integral parts are reaching these candidates and knowing also how to reach these candidates. Last spring, I had an internship with Lowe's Home Improvement as an HR coordinator. My experience had much to do with what I learned working under the store's HR manager. At our store, she had a strong relationship with the other managers, as well as a say about what was going on in the company. The store's manager's office was attached to her office, and every Friday she did team-building exercises with assistant managers. Lowe's #1 value they pride themselves on is safety. Every new hire has to complete extensive safety-related training, and our loss prevention manager was one of the most important people in the building. In my position, I screened job applicants and decided who to bring in to interview. I was told to make sure their resume was in line with our values, and pro-safety was a huge plus. Lastly, Lowe's takes pride in their social responsibleness, which appeals to many potential applicants as well as their customers. On a local level, our store provided certain goods to the community as a hurricane relief effort after Hurricane Sandy. Globally, Lowe's has donated $33 million in charitable giving. And next is Anthony with job posting.
Thanks. Hey guys, my name is Anthony. I'm going to cover job posting. So what is job posting? Job posting is an advertisement created by an employer, their admins, human resources staff, or a recruiter. These ads can be either internal or external, which Vito is going to touch on later. And examples include company bulletin boards, websites, social network sites, and blogs. So first I'm going to touch on external. So external is looking outside your current workforce to hire someone for a current position in the workplace. They can buy new ideas from the marketplace, but they have some negatives as well, such as increasing job turnover dramatically. They're clueless to the real culture, or the company culture, and they're not accepted by others. My first example is going to be LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social networking site that is designed specifically for the business community. The goal is to allow registered members to establish document networks of people they know and trust professionally. LinkedIn is cost-free, and it's pay. You can also pay to have your account upgraded. If you have your account upgraded, you can have things such as Job Seeker, and you can have Sales Navigator. Advantages of LinkedIn include you could have it's quick and easy to find recruiters, and disadvantages include requires time and effort, but because you have to assign someone to see other people's posts, get involved in group discussions, and then share certain experiences. Next, I'm going to go into Facebook. Facebook is a social networking website that makes it easy for you to connect and share with friends, colleagues, family online, and today, currently, Facebook is the world's largest social networking with more than 1 billion users, and the cost is free. Some disadvantages and advantages of Facebook. One of the pros is, like I said, 1 billion users. It's accessible information, analytics, promoted posts, and you can like, comment, share. Some cons include time, resources, because you have to assign somebody like an IT department to follow the account, reputation management, voice of the company, so whoever's posting is, like I said, the voice of the company, and it is a commitment. Next, I'm going to talk about Twitter. Twitter is a free social networking site involving microblogging service that allows registered members to broadcast 140-character posts that are called tweets. Unlike Facebook and LinkedIn, everything's public, and you don't need any approval. So next, I'm going to go into some advantages and disadvantages of Twitter. One of the advantages is that it's very cost-effective. Like I said, it's free. It's very easy to see your target market, your research market, so you can see competitors, how they're tweeting, how quickly they tweet, how fast they respond, things like that. But some negatives include spam, time consumption. Like I said, you might need an IT department. Expectations, personalization. So like I said, whoever posts a tweet is the voice of the company, and then how quickly they respond. Next, I'm going to go into blogs. Blogs are a free way of job posting that doesn't involve any IT department and can put the jobs online for free. I did a quick search and I saw that jobs.prologger.net. So it'll include things as the description, how to apply, and things that you'll be doing in the job if you apply for the position. Next, I'm going to talk about referrals. Referrals are an informal way to ask an employer to fill up a vacant position with suitable candidates for the job. You can offer things such as monetary benefits. So say you refer somebody and they stay with the company for 2 months, you'll get an added bonus. Fringe benefits, so you can get things such as the company car, and you get your own services and goods. Staff members, if you say you have a good staff member and they recruit somebody, you'll have higher expectations because you'll expect them to be a good candidate for the position. Research shows they have a high rate of retention with long-term employment. This has a low cost and low effort because you don't have to go out and advertise for this position because one of your current employees will recommend somebody for the job. There's some cons to referrals as well. Their drawbacks include the workforce is no longer an even playing field. Most likely, they hang in together with risks of getting alienated from one another of the team members. There's decreased synergy. There's lack of ideas. And there's a weakened end product. People are less likely to share ideas and things like that because, like I said, they hang in together. So that's I'm going to touch on internal recruitment because candidates are well known. There's better job expectations because they already have knowledge of the company culture. It's cheaper and faster. They're a great motivator because people are like, okay, if this person's doing well and they get promoted, it's more entails me to work harder. And internal is not only for entry-level exception if there's a large temporary staff that exists. So first I'm going to touch on promotion for internally. Some pros include knowing the company culture is less expensive. They're motivated for staff to work harder, and the firm values loyalty. Some cons may create conflict in the workplace. People can become frustrated with the job posting. So internal ads are job postings that will be distributed via email, and managers will be required to just distribute postings to all employees who don't have access. You could have things such as a company bulletin board that include things such as like a job title, the department, and job description. Internal transfer is a transfer that provides a career path for an employee who has a promotion that isn't available. They'll overcome dissatisfaction and include advantages such as gain knowledge and skills, new challenges, a change of scenery, and prepare for promotion. And this is nice because you don't have to change salary and benefits, so you're just literally moving someone over in your position. So currently, for 4 years now, I worked at the Crystal Ballroom in Radisson. I started as a banquet server, and this is the hall. I do things such as weddings, bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s. And then I talked to my maitre d', and then I got moved to the bar. I had to get tip certified and mixology certified. And if it wasn't for internal recruitment, I wasn't going to be able to offer this position because to get promoted to a bartender, you have to be referred from either a banquet server, a setup, things of that nature. So then I went to my general manager and I asked him, because I need a marketing internship over the summer, so I asked him if they had a position available. And he said they have a marketing department over at the East Windsor and Holiday Inn. So he's like, I can refer you for the position. I'm like, yes, that would be great. So he referred me to Holiday Inn and Hotel, and I had an interview a couple weeks ago, and they hired me for the marketing coordinator position over at the Holiday Inn in East Windsor. And next, I'm going to go to Vito, talking about hiring at different levels of the organization.
Thanks, Aaron. All right, like I said, I'm Vito, and I'm going to be talking about hiring at different levels of an organization today. All right, internal recruiting. I know Anthony talked about it a little bit, but I'm really going to expand on it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Internal recruiting is when a company decides they have a position to fill, and instead of going out in the world and getting applications for other people, they decide to promote someone from within, which really helps, like he said, to keep team morale high. All right, some benefits of internal recruitment. You have the candidates are well known. They have knowledge of the culture at the company. It's definitely cheaper and faster, and it's a great motivator. People who come in entry-level positions who are looking to be moved up through internal promotion, they want to be able to do that. If they can't do that, they end up leaving the company anyway, you know what I mean? So it's good to have that motivation behind it. Some disadvantages would include the amount of possible selections are low. Anyone who here who has had a job knows that bosses have favoritism pretty much all the time. And it leaves open positions still to be filled. Like I said, when you're moving someone up, regardless of when you move them to, you're still going to have a position that they just were at that still is going to need to be filled by someone else. Which brings me on to external recruitment. Everyone here has been through external recruitment. You couldn't have had a job here pretty much without external recruitment. Putting an application in, getting interviewed, going through the selection process. It's used mostly for entry-level jobs, middle management as well, but primarily for people mostly like us coming out of school who don't have an internship or want to get jobs somewhere else. Some benefits would include you're able to pretty much buy new ideas off the marketplace. You only ever have to hire one person at a time, and it's a much, much bigger talent pool. Like I said, you could potentially have thousands and thousands of applications, except for these big, especially these big conglomerates like Microsoft and whatnot, rather than just have to deal with the 500 people in the actual company and maybe only 100 of them are qualified for the position at a time. Some disadvantages, less information is available about the candidates, and it could hurt employee morale. Also, sometimes the employees, they fight over the new ideas. When you bring someone new in, they have a new way of thinking, maybe it's like something new and something fresh, and the culture there might not be suited for that particularly at the time, so it takes a little bit for them to get adjusted to it. You also have to worry about the cost of internal and external recruitment. As you can see behind me, the internal recruitment is just under $9,000, while external hiring is 1.7 times higher at $15,000, with a success rate is much higher though at 75%. And like you can see, I got that information from Saratoga Institute, so it is valid. Hiring entry-level employees. Back to what I was saying before, people like us were coming right into the workplace at the bottom of the food chain pretty much. You can only hire them externally. You obviously can't hire internally people coming right into the company. So it's important that we're really checking the Facebooks and the LinkedIn's and everything online, getting referrals so that we can get into externally. Now, middle management, they focus mostly on the internal and external mixture because motivation, like I said before, is still there. You want to move up in a company, you want to progress, you want to have these opportunities. And you also, though, at the same time want to realize that you may not have the right person in your company to fit that, so you sometimes have to go outside of the company to do it. Now, the highest level positions, the CEOs, the boards, things of that nature, you want to consider everything possible in your arsenal because this is the type of people that run the company, that affect the stockholders, that want to take the company in the direction that they want to be taken. So they have to do it in a proper manner, which sometimes involves headhunting. Now, headhunting is the process of when a firm goes out and says, hey, we need this position filled, but we're not going to accept candidates. We know what we want, we know what we need. We're going to either hire an outside firm or we're going to get someone for us to do it, and we want you to find the ideal candidate. And they'll go out, and sometimes it's considered poaching clients, but they kind of go hand in hand, honestly. And like I said, why do you headhunt? You want to find the ideal candidate to fill the position. You really only headhunt for high-level positions, people who are going to have a great influence over the future of your company. And you don't want that just to be anyone. You want to really take your time and look into what's needed, what the specifications are for the job, what the requirements are, and you want to go out and find what you need to find. Some examples of headhunting. I don't know if anyone here watches Suits on USA. Well, it's a law drama, and what they usually do is typically all the time the higher-ups are moving at different firms or whatnot. So what they do is they say, hey, we want this guy to go with another firm. They'll give him some incentives, they'll wine him and dine him, and then they'll eventually come over as a form of headhunting. As for doing you, as you can see right here, Mechanic Media Video Productions, that's